So I went from this to this. And keeping my hair red has been a struggle. It actually took me like months to make the decision to dye my hair red because I knew how painful it was going to be keeping it up, and I didn't want my hair to look like pink or orange or something after 2 weeks. I get my hair dyed every like 2 months is the earliest I will get it dyed again, to maybe 3 months. So throughout my red-headed experience, I've gathered a couple tricks and tips and stuff here and there to keep your fake red hair color, or any fake color really. And now this goes all across the board for every single hair color, but especially for red hair. You need to make sure that your hair is actually healthy. I'm gonna make a whole video on how to keep your hair healthy. Like, have you noticed how when you dye your hair, or if you know someone that dyes their hair, their roots are always more vibrant and like better than the rest of their hair, and when it fades, like, their roots stay better? Well, there's a reason for that. It's because your roots are brand new, like, healthy, untouched, baby virgin hair. Dye takes better to healthy hair. So if all of your hair is healthy, all of your hair is going to take the color better and actually keep the color better. Another thing is the sun. You need to keep your hair out of the sun. I mean, have you noticed how the sun will make like furniture and paint and stuff fade? It's gonna do the exact same thing on your hair. So if you go to the beach, or if you're like going outside for long periods of time, invest in a hat. If you don't want to be wearing a hat every time you go out of the house, just put a heat protectant. Even if you're not gonna blow dry your hair, you're not gonna straighten your hair, just leave that in there because it's gonna protect your hair from the UV rays. If you go tanning, put in a heat protectant spray, because all of those UV rays are just going to go onto your hair and make it fade just like it does everything else in the world. If you're going from any other color hair to red, you need to go to a hairstylist. I have been a fan of box dye, and I used to box dye my hair lighter all the time. But that was because I was only going from a couple shades like of my natural hair color to a couple shades lighter. Going from one color to a completely different color, especially a color like red, you really just need to have someone do it. And the dyes that professionals use are going to be a lot nicer, and they're going to last longer than for you to use a box dye or for you to use an at-home dye. I don't care if you went to Sally's and you got all the real dye. Don't do it. Just go to a proper person. Like, if you can't afford it, at least just get it done professionally the first time you dye it, and then after that, you can maybe pass for like a box dye or like a different dye. Now, the biggest thing, once my hair was actually red, that has kept this color, you're probably gonna think I'm disgusting, but I wash my hair once a week. I got a whole day dedicated to washing my hair. I used to wash my hair every single day, and even washing it every other day, once I made that switch, it was disgusting. My hair was so greasy and just hated me. I basically just wore a hat every other day until it got used to it, and then basically over the period of like a year, I have gotten it to the point where I can wash it once a week and you don't notice. Also, at the end of the week, I kind of start wearing hats. And when you do wash your hair, wash it in cold water. And I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, but it makes such a big difference. It really does. My hairdresser told me that she has people who come in, there's literally a spot on the back of their head that is more faded than the rest of their hair. And she's like, do you wash your hair in hot water? And they're like, yes. And she's like, well, stop it. So this is me telling you, stop it. Also, your water might actually be causing your hair to fade or like go kind of a weird color. I know that my sister in the last house that she used to live in, she tried to dye her hair blonde, but it would always just turn this kind of weird brown color, like no matter what she dyed it with or what happened, and it was because of her water. So you can actually buy like just a shower head filter for your shower and put that on your shower, and it will give you like clean filtered water, and that's actually a lot better for your hair. Like, and will keep your hair from going a weird color. And when that day does come where you wash your hair, make sure you're using a sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. I like to use these are the Numa Beautiful Sustainable. Let me tell you. Basically, I'm sticking a vegetable on my head. Because a lot of people will tell you to use like a, what are they called? Like a depositing shampoo. I don't like those because it screws up the color. Like, I like the color that my hair is, and I find with red, when you put like a red, like depositing shampoo on it, it just makes it like kind of a pink color, and I'm just not. And so I don't use any of that. I just stick to my sulfate-free, healthy, organic, expensive shampoo. And when you are not washing your hair every day, that doesn't mean like you can't put anything in your hair. I can smell, like, this is gonna sound gross, but you know how you can smell when someone's hair is dirty? I am not about that life. That is disgusting. So what I do is I actually use a dry shampoo, and this is just, and I've used all kinds, but honestly this one from Suave works for me, and it's like $1 or $2. And I'm on a budget. So I put the dry shampoo obviously on my roots at the top of my head, so that kind of cleans and make that smells better. And then I put a leave-in conditioner of some kind in the bottom and like middle bit of my hair. And then it's really good for your hair at the bottom, and then also it's making it all smell like delicious and new and wonderful and like you washed it when you didn't. This is a tricky one. Your hairbrush might actually be causing your hair to fade, and it might actually be causing a lot of damage on it. If you use like a bristle brush and you're like, what is this motion? And you're blow drying your hair, that bristle brush, if it's made of like metal, it will heat up like an iron, and then you're pulling that through your hair, and that heat on your hair, like, cause it's made like, it's not just heat from your blow dryer anymore. This is now also heat from your brush. It's also causing your hair color to fade, and also it can be really bad for your hair. So I'm not saying you should stop like brushing your hair, but try and get like a wooden brush or just something, but don't use a metal brush because that's gonna cause you problems. Now my last tip for today is check and make sure that your hair products aren't alcohol based, because alcohol based products will actually start stripping away some of your hair color, and they'll speed up the fading process on your hair. So just double check any hair products that you're using, make sure just look on the back, see if there's alcohol in it. If there is, try to stay away from it. I hope some of these ideas helped and your hair color stays forever and it's beautiful and wonderful. Bye bye!